Hey guys, quick disclaimer before the review starts. Sorry about the crappy audio. Just there were some issues with recording it. I thought it was all okay until we'd done recording it and I listened back to it. But yeah, sorry about the audio. Hope you guys enjoyed the review anyways. So let's get into some Black Widow spoilers.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another video, and as promised we're back with our Black Widow spoiler review, and we've got some guests with us today. So we've got TopManSid and we've got Jay. Say hi guys.
Hello guys. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
So we're gonna get into all the details of Black Widow and our sort of real thoughts, because on our initial reaction video we couldn't really delve into much without obviously going into spoilers, but now we
especially
can,
with
we can just put it all out on the table.
What me and Ismail at least consider the biggest flaws with this movie. We couldn't go into that in detail, but yeah, as you guys saw in our spoiler-free review, we thought the movie was okay. Like, we thought that there's like parts of it that were kind of bad, but for the most part it was just fine. What did you guys think of it? I guess Jay will start with you and then we'll go to Sid afterwards.
In a word, I found it bland. Like, as you said, Saban, it's there.
Yeah,
It's like how you get those like movies that if it's on TV when there's nothing else to watch, it's one of those things.
That's like the perfect way to describe it, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
if there's nothing else on, I'd watch that, but if there's something...
if people can watch this on Disney Plus, like, I'd watch it on that only because I don't think it's cinema worthy.
Or would you rather pay the £20 on Disney Plus, the idiotic price, and then charge you to go to the cinema and watch it cheaper? I guess that's the question.
You get everything else on Disney Plus.
Yeah, but you have to pay £20 extra.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, you have to pay an extra 20 to watch it. So I don't know if I'd say it's worth that much.
Well, that shut me up.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. But Sid, what did you think of the movie?
Yeah, I watched it in cinemas first time, and yeah, I don't know if it was like one of those things because I watched your spoiler-free review and like all the like bland reactions to it, so that might have like low expectations caused like good results. But I thought it was pretty good, to be honest.
I thought it was okay.
Decent, better than I thought it was going to be. To be honest, I thought it was going to be like a Captain Marvel type thing, where it's like a bit like a prequel thing, where it's like I'd
watch this over Captain Marvel any day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, any day I'd watch this over Captain Marvel.
And it has some good ideas and good. I like the tone of it. Like, but sometimes the directors, like, you don't see their point of view. It's like mostly just like the same MCU thing. But it doesn't completely go for it, which I don't like. But it has some good moments in there, and it's a decent film.
Yeah,
it's not the best movie. It's not the best MCU movie. It's not God tier, but
yeah, it's not
decent for me.
It's not like some movie of the year level thing, like it's saying Zack Snyder's Justice League or anything like that.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, but it's not. I guess it wasn't really trying to be. It's just like a smaller scale, fun MCU movie. But I guess the best thing to just start with is let's go through. Actually, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to go through the characters first, or do you want to go through just like the spoilers, whatever pops into our head first?
Either I really don't mind.
The characters, because you can go through spoilers like that.
That's true, yeah. So I guess the main character who it's all about, Black Widow. What did you guys think of Scarlett Johansson in this movie?
Take it or leave it.
I was talking to one of my friends, and he said that he thought that Scarlett Johansson looked like really tired in this movie. Like, she just looked exhausted. Like, not that she didn't want to be there, but like she's just like out of it at this point. And
no, I don't. I think that was the point. I think of the storyline.
Yeah,
I
didn't know if I don't know if I really agreed with that, because I thought, like you said, that was kind of the point. The only thing that was kind of annoying with Black Widow to me was that she was kind of outshone by everyone else in the movie, especially with like certain scenes where, like, especially with characters like Yelena or even Red Guardian. Those two characters were like the highlights in the movie to me. So they didn't really do a whole... I mean, the most they did with Black Widow's character was go more into her backstory with the whole Budapest or Budapest thing, as they pronounce it in this movie.
I think she was less memorable than the other characters. But I think she did a good acting job in the movie. They might have deleted some scenes, to be honest. Because I want to see more of her role. I think she's good in the role, But it's like, the spotlight is...
it actually wouldn't... Go on.
It wouldn't surprise me if they deleted scenes. Is that what you're saying, Jay?
No, I was going to say, I'm going to take a wild assumption here and assume that this film will come to DVD at some point, and they'll probably put deleted scenes on that.
Yeah. That's definitely gonna happen. Obviously, I think Disney Plus will probably get them when it becomes available.
Yeah, I think that's kind of my way of saying like I want to see more of this character, and maybe I didn't see enough even more. I think by the end, I think she was memorable, like in the scene, especially with the boss, just her talking through that.
Oh, with Dreykov. Yeah,
but whereas other characters had multiple scenes of like, oh, this is a cool character, whereas Black Widow in her own movie, it felt like it just like one really good scene and everything else was a bit like decent, but not that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the whole the whole Budapest thing that they like felt also that they felt the need to do it. Kind of that's one thing that I don't know if I really liked in the movie where they kind of felt the need. I said this in the spoiler review. They felt the need to explain certain things from later movies. So like they felt the need to explain Black Widow's like vest thing from Infinity War, or how they got the Quinjet in Infinity War. Like I didn't really feel like that was necessary. Not that it was bad or anything, but I just felt it was unnecessary.
They're explaining it. They're not showing it. I wish that's what I mean. I wish they showed this in like flashbacks or something. I was telling you this when I was texting you, like flashbacks. I think more flashbacks would have been better, or maybe a whole prequel movie. But obviously, they're a bit too older now. It's a bit hard to do that, but it's a bit too late. They should have done it sooner.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know but do you guys agree with this? Because I was thinking about this the other day. If they released this after Civil War and before Infinity War, do you think it would have been a much better and more impactful movie? Because I think it would have been.
Yeah, it would have made more sense then.
Because could you imagine if if at the end of this movie they had like the scene where Black Widow says I've got to go and break some people out of jail or whatever, and then she gets to the Quinjet and flies away, and you're like, okay, that's how the Avengers are going to get out in Infinity War. Like,
yeah, that would have been a lot better. That would have been 10 times better.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like it would have, well, at least to me, I feel like it would have made her death a bit more meaningful. Because when she died in Endgame, I didn't really feel anything.
Really?
Yeah, I was just like, oh, she's dead.
Like,
Iron Man died, that's what I felt.
Like, one of the original 6 was gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it would have been Hawkeye, because obviously no one likes Hawkeye, but well, I mean, I like Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye as much as you could really like him, even though he's not much of a developed character. But yeah,
he's developed. By the time she dies, it's not developed enough. So they should have done it the other way around. So you get the movie in between, and then she dies, and then it's more impactful.
Yeah, especially with like the connect. Because I thought that the family in this movie, her and like Rachel Weisz's character, what was her name? Melina. That was the name, right?
Melina.
Yeah. And her, Yelena and Alexei, Red Guardian, whatever you want to call him. I thought they had good chemistry in the movie.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with that.
Yeah, but
not just comedy. They weren't just It was good comedy, but it was good drama when you needed it as well.
Yeah. So I mean, that was like really it with Black Widow that I thought was really interesting. I did like the scene at the beginning though, with the like the whole intro sequence where they were kind of escaping from Shield.
I've got a question about that. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but when did Marvel do like, I want to say like intros, like you know the opening credits? Like,
yeah. Well, they used to do it in the Raimi movies.
Like, yeah, that's what I mean.
That's what I mean.
I don't know. I think that's pretty cool though.
I could probably think of it is what was it? Guardians 1. So it's not like a
I guess Guardians 2 had that too, where Groot was like dancing with the when he was like they were playing Mr. Blue Sky and all that stuff.
So I guess Guardians films had it. But I mean,
the intro, the intro, I was surprised. The intro, it was surprising, and it was good. I was like, this movie's gonna be like this. It was like, this is gonna be more real, more raw.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of the movie kind of didn't live up to that.
I agree with that, because the rest of it was just like cliched MCU style action that we've come to know.
Exactly.
It's
in the back of my go.
Yeah, if it was more like that intro scene where that was kind of like the peak for me in terms, because it felt more like realistic, felt like a spy kind of like almost like a Bond movie sort of thing. And I've seen a lot of people compare this to a Bond movie. I feel like that first 10 minutes was more like a Bond movie than anything else.
Yeah, I agree. I think in the back of my head, I'm like, as I'm watching, I'm like, this is going to be different. But in the back of my head, I'm like, I know this is going to be the same thing, pretty much again. So I'm just like, in another world, this isn't part of the MCU. This is made by some next director, and it's like 15 rated or 18 rated, and this is even more deep. That's what I want to see, more deep into that. Like, don't just do a montage of it, do the whole movie about it.
Yeah, because
I did like the intro.
speaking of that, like you said, Sid, about it being 18 rated or whatever, I thought the whole thing with the Black Widows, where they were like mind controlled or whatever with those chips, it kind of reminded me of what they did with the clones in Clone Wars. But I thought it was more interesting in that because they actually explore stuff with it in that show, and in other stuff in this, it's kind of just like a plot point. They don't actually like go in depth and explore anything interesting with that. At least I didn't think they did.
Good concepts, but not fully not fully realised to their potential.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but that's really all I have to say about Scarlett Johansson's like Natasha Romanoff Black Widow. I thought she was okay. She wasn't a standout character, but
I just thought.
But
I've had a missed opportunity here.
Go on.
Do you remember the Saban, you will know this better than anyone. Remember the Kinder Egg things?
Yeah. Oh, well, you want to start loving them at people. Yeah,
because you said like the duplicates.
Yeah.
Got so many, like,
for those of you who don't know, well, I guess none of you would know except me.
You want me to explain this?
Yeah, go on, Jay. You tell the story.
Okay, so basically, I'm currently at uni and I've had like nothing better to do. So
this is like the pinnacle of having nothing better to do. Yeah.
I would like to go into Tesco, well, like a petrol station almost, because they're like up the road. And like get Kinder Eggs or whatever. And like just try and get all like the Marvel ones, but I kept getting so many duplicates.
I'm looking at the Spider-Man that you gave me right now. It's sitting on top of my shelf.
I met up with Saban recently. I gave him one of the Spider-Man Kinder Egg things because I thought, why not? Because I've got so many. But me and Saban had the idea of like next time we go watch a.
It wasn't my idea. It was Ismail's idea. I just told you about it. That was Ismail's idea to just throw them at people.
Yeah, I started saying start lobbing them. I was saying it with the Spider-Man though, and No Way Home, just start throwing them.
So yeah, if you go to watch Spider-Man No Way Home in the UK and you feel like an egg thing hit the back of your head, just know it was one of us. So, yeah, that'll bring a lot more fun to that movie. But anyways, the next character we're gonna go to, I guess, is Yelena, who I think was the best character in the whole movie, easily. I mean, to me, this felt more like her story, because like the whole thing with, where like she's in, I don't remember what country it was, where she kind of has to kill her mentor or whatever, who's been mind controlled by the chip. Or actually, no, she's freed herself from the ship, and Yelena's been mind controlled, and she has to like cut it out of her leg or whatever. Yeah. That's when the story really gets started, and then after that, that's when like interesting things start happening. But they didn't. Okay. I thought that like the stuff with her was more interesting than stuff with Black Widow, I thought.
Yeah, I definitely think so. And it's more understandable because obviously everyone knows that they're setting her up to be sort of the next Black Widow, or what we find out in this movie, maybe a slightly darker version. Because even though Black Widow's meant to be kind of a dark character, she kind of isn't in the MCU.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because they even set her up in the post-credit scene, obviously, which I guess we could talk about that now, which is she goes to Black Widow's grave and just kind of looks at it, and it's like mourning her. And oh my god, when she whistled, and I thought that Black Widow was going to whistle back, I was going to like shoot myself if that happened. Like they just showed Black Widow was alive.
Superman's back.
Yeah, would that surprise you if the MCU did that? That seems like the sort
maybe later on, not in that scene.
Otherwise, I would have bloody raged if they did that, but I don't know. Anyways, in that scene, we hear someone like blowing their nose or whatever. Then Val from Falcon and the Winter Soldier shows up. Yeah, which I mean, I thought that was cool. Even though it would have been weird though, because this was supposed to come out before that show. So I wonder how that would have worked.
Yeah, it worked out better, I think.
Yeah, because we wouldn't have had any context or any... Because that post-credit scene would have been meaningless to anyone who hadn't seen that show. I think, at least.
Not a mysterious character, but obviously she looks like she's been working with Yelena after the whole Black Widow movie, so it's interesting to see what they've been doing. Yeah, then obviously she gives... Oh, yeah, go on,
guys. There's a theory with what you call it, Val, in the sense that... just going on a bit of a tangent, that she apparently created the TVA.
Is that a thing? Are people saying that? How have people come to that conclusion?
I've heard this as well.
Because basically, in the funeral, in the post-credit scene, not funeral, but when she's visiting the grave or whatever.
It's the closest thing to a funeral we got. I feel like that was a good way to close Black Widow's arc, at least.
Yeah, but Val just appears, doesn't she? She's not there.
It's a white shot.
Not there. Yeah. You don't see her, and then all of a sudden, she just appears, so people think, the like TVA portal door things.
Oh, the temp pad. Yeah.
Yeah, that she comes through one of them. And then, someone made I don't know what it's called, connection, that if you take the TVA logo and turn it upside down, it spells about.
Yes.
Well,
That was the coolest thing ever.
People made that. No, I didn't even think about that. That's probably.
No, because the way
That's
they
kind of blown my mind.
Video.
Yeah.
If you actually turn it, it actually looks like the word valve. Like, it actually looks like it's on, like, oh crap, it's all connected.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think they'll do
I
that.
think it's a cool theory, but I think it was just for dramatic effect. Like, oh, she's mysterious, she just popped out and all that.
Mm.
Like, they do that in other movies as well.
Yeah, they do it like loads of stuff. Like at the end of I don't think any of you guys have played this, but at the end of Metal Gear Solid 4, when Big Boss shows up at Snake's grave, they'd like, well, not Snake's grave, in like a graveyard. He just kind of appears out of nowhere as well. So they do that all the time.
But who knows? Who knows? Because obviously TVA's like got like realistic looking people, like government looking officials and stuff like that. And Nick Fury's in space with random aliens now, so who knows what's going on.
That was that's a different matter entirely.
But that's just Spider-Man. So
Yeah.
that's a whole different issue. But
Yeah.
it's a cool theory. But I think people want to learn more about her, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
Like Nick Fury, same thing, isn't it?
Yeah. But then, obviously, she gives Yelena an iPad, and a picture on there of Hawkeye comes up, and we know that she's going to go and fight Hawkeye, because she says that he's the one who killed Black Widow, which, I mean, I was kind of confused how she knew that. How did she find that out?
She got information, she knows, because she knew about her, in Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah, she knew that.
I watched it.
Yeah.
She knows about like how he's got the serum and stuff like that. Even though it was supposed to be like him by himself knowing that, so she's got like some.
Maybe that TVA. Yeah, so maybe that TVA thing is true. She like saw it on the sacred timeline or something.
Yeah, she's got some in some sense,
That would be an interesting twist, to be fair, to link it to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And now that Black Widow's just come out, I don't know.
And Loki as well. Everything's yeah.
That'd be pretty sick if they did that. But yeah, that post-credit scene was cool. I mean, I'm happy they set up Yelena. She was the best thing in the movie, I thought. The only I don't know why it's just reminded me, because I can talk about this scene now, where the green screen, I sent it to all of you guys, I think, where that thing on Twitter, oh my god, it's so bad. Yeah, it's like the scene where, at the end, for those of you who've seen it, where Yelena's like on top of a turbine thing, and then she's like, "This was fun." I don't know what she said something like that. And then Black Widow, which, like you said, Sid, when I showed you before, horrible line delivery for some reason, is like, no, that was like.
On the rewatch, I noticed that. In the movie, it was more the CGI, which was like, what's going on?
I don't know if it was as bad. I don't know if it was as bad as when Gal Gadot said Kal-El no in either versions of Justice League, but it was.
She's going for it at least. Black Widow's like, no.
Yeah,
it's
so bad.
The
weird part is Scarlett Johansson was doing a good performance in like the rest of the movie, so I don't know what happened. I don't know what went wrong there.
Watch nothing.
Yeah.
One take.
And then the green screen on that scene was something else. That was like, someone said it was Spy Kids bad. I don't know if I'd go that far, but it was.
No, it wasn't Spy Kids bad.
It was bad though. It wasn't good. But
yeah, it was not on par.
Yeah, that's like the only negative thing I really have to say to do with Yelena's character. Aside from that, I thought she was great, and even Florence Pugh's performance, she's like a great actress. So they casted someone good. But
yeah. Also, one thing about her character in general, Easter egg, is that she gives Black Widow the green vest that she wears, or the green utility jacket that she wears in Infinity War. So that's a cool Easter egg.
That was a good Easter egg.
I think people like clocked onto that, like, when the Black Widow trailer first came out.
Yeah, people were saying that. Yeah.
I think people clocked onto it then. Like, oh, this is the same jacket, this must be where she gets it from.
Yeah, and she might have dyed her hair like Yelena to make it like hers. I don't know.
That's well, they had that scene at the beginning where she was like in a bathroom, and then she had like the blonde hair dye there. Yeah.
It's probably just a spy thing. It's probably a spy thing to just like change hair.
Maybe. Yeah.
No, because they made the joke out of it, and obviously the joke of the vest and the lots of pockets, and that came back around, so that was good. That was alright.
Yeah, but do you guys have anything else to say on Yelena? I thought that's really all I have to say. I thought she was a good character.
Yeah, she's funny, and the way she delivered the lines, like the exposition was like is less exposition with her. It's just like, oh, I've got my freedom. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. I liked it when she's like, oh, it felt real to me, the family. You could see in her face, like, don't joke about it. You know what I mean? Like, and the scene when she's with the dad, Red Guardian, that was good as well.
Oh yeah, when they were talking, when the thingy people show up. I don't remember what they were called. Dreykov's people.
Yeah, exactly, and her and so you can believe them two are like sisters. Like, she doesn't feel like a new character who's been shoehorned in. She feels like she's always been there almost.
Yeah, it feels like a sort of natural like fit for, especially like for a prequel. It's like, for example, in Captain Marvel, I felt like some of the stuff in there felt a bit like, okay, this is a bit forced, but this it like kind of fits in. Yeah, it fits in pretty well.
Like Nick Fury and Captain Marvel, like, that's less of a real relationship, I feel, like, compared to this. You know
I agree.
I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but moving on from that since you mentioned him, Sid, we'll go to, I guess we'll talk about these two together because they were pretty much together for most of the movie, was Red Guardian and Melina. Those are the two characters, I guess, to talk about now. What did you guys think about those two?
I like Red Guardian. I think he brought a good sense of humour to the film.
Yeah,
he's very much. He used the main. Most of his lines were comedic, and I guess underneath the humor, there's seriousness. But yeah, he's mainly there for like, oh, are you full Captain America and stuff like that. But David Harbour's a naturally funny guy, and it's a lovely jokes when.
Yeah, I think if they didn't have David Harbour, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. He's a great actor. He's a great performance, I think, always. So that definitely made it a lot better. Also, I think just interesting things he did with his character, where he kept on saying about his glory days, where he like fought Captain America and stuff. I wonder if that's true, but I don't think they'll ever show it. I don't think we'll ever find out. But I guess that was cool, at least for everything.
Yeah, I think that's the point. Like, just like you never see it, but he just says it like, "Oh, it happened," in it. You never. I don't think it did. I liked his introduction scene as well. That was a good scene because it's just like you think he's a normal guy, but then he's just like lifting tanker and oh yeah.
Yeah, and then
the guy is strong. He's getting everybody chasing him. So.
And he's a super soldier as well, which is pretty cool. But then they also had Melina, who I thought was probably the least interesting member of their family. I don't know. I thought she was okay. I thought it was fine.
She developed a bit, but she's still good. Anyway, she's a good actress.
I think the best part to her character was the part where they do the thing with the, those face mask things
from Winter Soldier.
Make it look like other people. Which they took from Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I think that was the most interesting stuff with her, in my opinion. Which is another obviously reference to Captain America, and because obviously it's from that movie. But
yeah, it's good. That's a good thing to copy from that. That was a good scene. So that was good.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Good surprise as well. Good surprise.
Yeah, and decent Easter egg as well, calling back to Winter Soldier. But that was, I mean, yeah, as I said, there wasn't like a whole lot to say about those two characters. For me, they were like David Harbour's character, like Red Guardian, he was pretty much just comic relief, and Melina.
I think they could have made like flashbacks could have helped with what's her name? What's Melina?
Melina, I think. That's what it says. Melina Vostokoff.
I was confused because I was like, this sounds so similar to Yelena, so I was like, what's her name?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So, but yeah, when she was talking, when in the family scene, obviously that's the main scene you really see, and because they kind of disappear halfway through the movie when she comes back. I think when she's explaining like, oh yeah, we were forced to do this. You can't help it, but then I became a mother to you. And now it was because it was like I thought she was going to be like a villain. But then she became part of the family again.
Yeah, so I liked that.
You can believe it. I believed it, but I wish I'll see more context of her character.
Yeah.
Like, the previous Black Widows and stuff like that. I want to see more of that stuff, in like a TV show or whatever. But obviously, maybe it's a bit too dark for the MCU, so I don't know.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I wish they explored that a bit more. I thought it would have been more interesting.
But the way she conveyed it, the mystery and these are good actors, so you believe it when they say, like, oh, I care for you, or this is what I have no choice. When she talks to Black Widow, like, oh yeah, you have no choice to do this, don't do this anymore,
Yeah.
Apart from that, really, it's a bit like like nothing else really to that.
Yeah. I kind of agree with that, to be fair. But now we're going on to everyone's favorite part of the movie, Taskmaster.
No.
Yes.
Alright,
No.
I'm gonna let you go, Ismail, because this is your time.
Nah. Oh. You know what? Yeah. Okay. You know what?
Well, you're a big fan of Taskmaster, yeah?
Yeah, biggest fan. I mean, in the comics, I like him. I like him in the comics. I like him in the cartoons when I was a kid. I used to watch it. I liked him in Spider-Man PS4. I think he was great in Spider-Man PS4, even though it was only like a side mission kind of thing. And yeah, no, it doesn't work.
Well, why don't you go ahead and explain the twist? Because that, I guess, explain why you.
We'll explain the twist. Right. So in obviously the main villain, kind of, is his name Draco?
Yeah.
Draco. Yeah. There's this whole thing about Budapest as Black Widow.
Which she didn't pronounce it like that in Avengers 1. I don't know why they're making a big deal about that in this movie, but
I don't get how that's changed, but yeah. There's a whole thing about that, and they explain that in this movie, that the reason why they don't, or why they refer to that, is because Black Widow killed Dracov's daughter, who was or supposedly killed Dracov's daughter, by, basically dropping bombs on her, which is meant to kill Dracov. And it's just Taskmaster is the daughter.
Can I point out something here?
Yeah, go
Sorry,
for it.
What you call it? You know how you said about Draco's daughter?
Yeah.
I think I told Saban this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I told you, Sid. In Avengers 1, Loki knows about Draco's daughter.
Oh, yes. Saban was telling me that you told him. Yeah, that's actually really interesting.
it was more. That was like more development than she got in this whole movie.
And yeah, she's basically just kind of. She's the shell of Dracov's daughter with basically an android mind, I guess. She's got this chip.
Well, they put the chip thing in her, the same thing as the Black Widows, yeah. But I don't know. The thing for me that annoyed me was that you have this super cool character in the comics, in my opinion, and then you just basically turn him into just a character who appears for fight scenes, and then they try to shoehorn some connection to Black Widow at the end, and it just didn't work at all, in my opinion. If they could make something better than the comics, I would have been okay, but they couldn't.
Yeah, if it's not
her.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not developed enough.
Yeah, it's she has two lines.
Big twist and stuff like that. But if let's say this was a sequel and the whole first Black Widow movie was all about the flashback of her being turned over to Dracov's daughter, and you see everything. Hawkeye taking her, Hawkeye putting her to Shield, or convincing her to go to Shield, seeing Dracov's daughter develop the relationship, and then you kill her, and you see the process. Then they reveal it's her. Then I'll give a toss, but you know what I mean. But I don't really
do that. Yeah, I didn't care at all. Especially,
that's why I wish we saw more. I don't mind the concept because obviously I'm not a Taskmaster fan, so I don't really mind if they change it.
It's
as long as you give a toss.
The thing that was annoying was at the end when she was in the prison cell or whatever, and Black Widow was talking to her. I was just I'm supposed to care, but I just don't, because his character's not interesting at all. I just, I don't know what went wrong there, but they were thinking when they made this version of Taskmaster, it wasn't good.
I think the biggest problem with Taskmaster for me, which I feel like would be a similar problem for you, Saban, is that it's not Anthony Masters, the person who's supposed to be in the comics, and it's not the SHIELD agent who has the photographic
memory
reflexes, who naturally just copies any hero that he sees.
I mean, he's basically like Master Chief, where he just has a thing in the back of his head.
Yeah, the chip is a bit of a cheat. I think maybe I don't mind her being it if they developed it again, but also if make her have those ability to skill to mirror everybody without the chip. It's a bit.
But then they don't really explain, because they show the scene where she's watching the Civil War airport fight on the screen, and then it's okay, is she mimicking the moves? But then later they show the inside of her helmet, it's a computer. So
yeah, it's similar to Iron Man a bit in terms of
like the one in Civil War, yeah. So
I'm glad it wasn't an Iron villain, though. That would have been 100 times worse, in my opinion. Saban, you were saying, it could be.
Yeah, I was saying that as a troll, to be fair, but yeah.
You know what? You never know with the MCU these days, and the only, especially with Taskmaster, I think that Taskmaster character, obviously with the mimicking the moves and stuff. In the movie Black Widow, I don't think it's very interesting, just because Black Widow does these, typical kicks and punches, whereas with someone like Spider-Man, he's always like flipping about and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's got his like web shooters and stuff.
Yeah, they show it at the start, like him doing different moves, but after that, it's like pretty basic. To be honest.
Yeah, it's just like
So, I wish they
kind
said
of
more.
kicking or shooting someone with a bow and stuff like that.
Yeah, the only two heroes he really mimics aside from Black Widow is Hawkeye and Black Panther.
But according to Wikipedia, it says that he uses techniques from other superheroes such as Iron Man, Captain America, Winter Soldier, Spider-Man, Black Panther. So,
He does if you look. Yeah, he does. a bit.
I saw the part.
The first fight is the biggest, is the best one. His
I
first
saw.
one.
I don't remember which scene it was, but he does the thing from Winter Soldier with the knife, where like he flips the knife and tries to stab Black Widow. That was kind of cool. But I don't know how.
It's that first scene to do like 1 second of each fighter, which is cool. But I'm like, oh, we're gonna see more of this, and then for the rest of the movie.
Oh yeah, and then we just don't.
like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
yeah.
But the first scene, the way when she's driving and he just comes out of nowhere. That's a good action scene with him. Everything else is a bit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Another thing, go on.
But yeah, I'm saying I'm excited to see if maybe because she's not dead. Hopefully, she comes back and maybe gets more developed again.
That's
So-
exactly what I wanted to address. That's
Would you?
another problem.
Right.
For me. She's not dead. She's still alive.
yeah. I
Yeah,
kind of agree with this because like it's not like Trevor in Iron Man 3 where he got arrested. It's like okay, they could possibly bring this back, which I mean, I don't think I want to see it back to be honest. Maybe that's
a
just
little
me.
cameo in Hawkeye. Let's hope not.
Oh, people are saying they're going to bring it back for Thunderbolts.
No, let's not. Well, it's not even a him. We're calling it him, but it's
I've just gotten so
yeah,
used to calling it he because
That-
Taskmaster's
that's
usually
not-
him.
That's not a problem. I think it's the character development.
Yeah, obviously.
The fact that it's just like
What character development? It was non-existent. She didn't have any.
There's just none. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm not 100% sure. Like we were saying before, we can only hope they do something with the Mandarin where a real Taskmaster eventually comes, like the one from the comic. But I don't think they'll do that. I think this one will reappear at some point. And
Yeah, because they wouldn't
very
leave her alive
big day.
otherwise. They wouldn't leave her alive if they weren't going to bring her back. I don't
Yeah,
think.
make a verse of other superheroes as well. That'd be good.
Hopefully Spider-Man. That'd be cool.
Yeah, Spider-Man and yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we'll see how she does.
But yeah, I mean,
I've got a question.
oh yeah, go on, Jay.
I've been thinking, like, you know, this whole Red Room thing,
Mm.
like where the widows are made or whatever,
Mm.
which is fine. That makes sense. But what I'm wondering, you know, in what film was it? Age of Ultron,
Mm.
where Wanda makes her have all those visions.
Mm.
Right, there's a scene like with the ballet. Where does that tie into like Black Widow's history?
They showed that in this movie where they showed the ballet dancers like doing stuff, and they like cut across to another room where they were like there with the pistols, like kind of doing the same thing, but like not posing. But... Yeah,
That looked nothing like the Red Room.
yeah,
Again,
true.
know this more. Why they not? It's all in the intro. It's like let me show.
That's
this
actually
proper.
true. That's actually true when you guys bring it up
You
now.
just
That
assume, you have to assume it is training. It's just how they trained them in it.
yeah,
But
because
obviously
it's
you don't see that.
all of the Black Widow origin that we thought we were going to get is all in the intro, which is about 2 minutes long. So
And that's more interesting, or not more interesting. It's just as interesting as this movie, maybe. But you need to like have it all adds together to make even better movie, in my opinion. If you have that as well, do you know what I mean?
yeah, I agree.
One day, maybe, you know.
Maybe, but yeah, I guess. Do any of you guys have anything else to say? I just kind of pretty much agree with whatever you said as well about Taskmaster, to be honest. But do you guys have anything else to say about Taskmaster?
design was horrible. It looked like Power Ranger.
Okay, yeah, but I already said that before, like
Yeah.
countless times. That he just looks terrible.
I mean,
Or
it was
she
alright, the
looks
design-
terrible.
The design was alright.
He looks like a Power Ranger, like mixed with. I didn't like.
Mask
maybe
looked
it-
like could have been a bit worse, in my opinion.
The helmet, yeah, it's a bit.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think with the Taskmaster, like my overall, point of view on it is the best part with her is the part before she was revealed to be Dreykov's daughter, and that part which just blows up the car, because obviously that's the part where they really showcase the shield of Captain America, the Black Panther claws, the bow.
Yeah, but like Sid said, which annoyed me, is literally just that one scene. They show everything and they just don't do anything else, and then she only like marginally reappears throughout the whole movie, like every now and then, just for another action scene. And the action scenes weren't even that great.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's lost cause for me. That Taskmaster character.
Yeah, I think that they might have to just Mandarin it and just bring a real one in at some point. Because
Yeah, retcon it a bit. There's room for improvement. You can turn it back. You can bring it back.
yeah, but I don't know. Taskmaster was the biggest thing wrong with this movie, in my opinion.
But for comic book fans, that's really for fans of the characters.
Yeah. Even in general, I feel like even without the attachment to the comics, it's just a weak character. Barely even a character, to be honest. Just like a killing machine that shows up every now and then.
She felt dangerous sometimes in some of the scenes, but at the end revealed.
The thing is, I would say that, but you know that Black Widow's not going to die if she dies in Endgame, so there's like no stakes here in general, so I guess that's just the problem with prequels.
It would have been even more dangerous if you don't know Infinity War's gonna or Endgame's gonna happen. So.
Which is why they should have released this after Civil War, but they chose not to, I guess.
I guess not.
Yeah, next character on this list, I'm going on Wikipedia, is General Ross, who I forgot was going to be in the movie.
Barely in it.
I know, he's looking a bit old though, I mean.
Whoa,
Isn't it like what, the first
they better start, but he's in there at the end too.
Was he?
Yeah.
No, it was just the vehicles.
No, he was in the vehicle. They cut his scene from the end though, apparently he had a scene, they deleted it.
He was in the trailer. They thought he was going to be a bigger character, but...
I forgot he was in the trailer, so when I saw him in the movie, I was like, oh yeah, you're in this movie.
He's looking malnourished, looking skinny.
He is looking a bit old, I mean... I don't want to be morbid, but I think they need to get to Red Hulk quick, because, I mean... Let's be real.
Is this CGI? Does he look CGI?
I don't think it was. I think he's just old. I don't know.
Well, I said that, and they said he went to another part.
Oh, yeah, a triple, like, third time or something. Yeah, I don't know.
I think this could be setting up Red Hulk because the fact that it's getting weaker and weaker, it's like showing this in the MCU as well. Eventually, he's going to need to take the serum, the Red Hulk serum, and then, that'll push that forward.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point, to be fair. That could be setting up Red Hulk if they just, like, keep weakening him down.
I think that like tie into obviously the Thunderbolt thing, or like whatever this Dark Avengers thing they're going to do with obviously Yelena's Black Widow and US Agent, and
I'm excited.
And hopefully they bring the Iron Patriot armor back and get Norman Osborn in there. That would be sick.
That'd be brilliant.
Yeah, I really hope they do that.
This movie though, I think Thunderbolt Ross is just there to be like Civil War happened.
Yeah,
she's on the run.
I feel exactly the same way. Like he's literally just there because he had to be because he was in Civil War. Yeah.
One I want to bring up. You see him in Endgame? Oh, no, you see him in
Infinity War for like 1 minute.
He looks healthier in Infinity War.
That's kind of true because he had a walking stick in this movie, didn't he? And then I don't know if he did in Infinity War. I can't remember. He might have done.
He's on hologram though, wasn't he? So
true.
Hologram in the Avengers.
Yeah. But I don't know. I thought that like you said, he was just there because he had to be. Pretty much like there was like no other need for that character. But yeah, next character, well, last character actually. As we said, there wasn't exactly a whole lot that happened in this movie. Is Dreykov, Ray Winstone as Dreykov. Now,
his Russian accent.
Yeah,
oh my
I mean, I want to say I love Ray Winstone. I think he's a great actor, and I love him in a lot of the things he's in. That Russian accent was absolutely horrendous.
I think it was alright. I think it was just basic Russian.
No, I think the problem for me at least is because I've like seen him in loads of things. You can hear when his Cockney accent is coming through, and it's just so like plainly obvious.
I've never seen him in anything really.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like,
wait, have you seen Kid with the Crystal Skull, Sid? He was in there.
Was he? Oh,
yeah. He was Mac. He was Mac. Yeah. He wasn't a very good character in that movie, but
another movie with Russian accents.
Yeah, thank God they didn't make him do one. But
he was was he American guy in that, or was he Russian? He worked for the Russians. Didn't he?
Oh, he worked for the Russians. Yeah. He was like a triple agent or something.
I see. Yeah, it was just like I'm just watching the movies like I know this guy's not Russian, but he's just a typical American movie trying to be Russian. So I was just like, that's calm.
That's true.
He's a decent character, and I don't know.
I think
basic villain. Basic, I think.
My only problem with his character is he sort of like he has this like trafficking sort of business. That's what he's like main sort of probably income is, but he's freaking got like flying helicopter.
That's kind of true. Yeah, he's got like a giant fortress in the sky. I don't understand what his motivation was to like. Was it to control the world with the Black Widows or something?
No, exactly. He's just a bad guy. You don't know who he like. Where's he got his from? The daughter thing could have been a development for him, but nothing really happened there as well. So it's like you don't know who this guy is. He's just a bad guy. That's you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
I don't know. He was fine. He was more of an interesting character than Taskmaster. I feel like they actually like well, maybe because he talks more than 2 times in the movie, but
they just developed him a little bit more.
Yeah, barely more, but it's something.
And I liked him in the final scene, like I said before, like with Natasha. Like the threat and for me at least, is like, oh, this guy is a threat to her.
That was kind of cool, at least. That like
Natasha's like baits him out, and then it's cool reactions.
Yeah, they made Natasha kind of like a badass when he was like punching her and all that. She was just taking it like nothing happened. That was cool.
Yeah.
But I guess do you guys didn't have anything else to say about the movie in general? Because that's the last character I've got on this list. Here, is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about?
There's one thing I want to talk about, which I mentioned in the non-spoiler review. What I thought was one of my favorite scenes in the film was the part at the end where she gets into the Quinjet and then the Avengers music plays. I honestly thought
I felt the opposite of you on that one. Just the movie in general, I feel like they mentioned the Avengers and like Captain America and all them like way too much. Like it was just getting distracting to the point where I was like, "Kid, okay, like I understand that she's an Avenger, but come on." Like I didn't need to hear about him every 2 seconds.
You know what it is. I think that Avengers music. We won't hear it for a long time in full force. So I think it was pretty cool to have it because we won't hear it until there's the next like big Avengers crossover, and that hasn't even been like nothing's been confirmed for something like that yet.
I'm pretty sure Captain Marvel ended the exact same way too, didn't it, with the Avengers music? So is this just like a prequel thing?
Yeah, that's how Nick Fury names the Avengers from.
That was god. At least they didn't do anything like that in this movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Black Widow did a better job than Captain Marvel in terms of like just get the music there to get the emotion. Whereas Captain Marvel called it like shoehorned in, like Avenger.
That was
whereas Black Widow was more just
horrible,
like subtle music. Music's good. That's fine. That's an iconic theme. Put it in.
Also, I felt Black Widow was more likable in this movie than Captain Marvel was in. I know it's not fair to compare because she's had like loads of other movies before, but still, I don't know. I did enjoy this more than Captain Marvel. Like you said, as a prequel, but do you guys have anything else to say about any of the other characters or anything else interesting you thought in the movie? Just in general, would you say that?
Also, we're not comparing Captain Marvel and Black Widow, not because they're like obviously.
Oh yeah, as prequels, yeah.
Because they're prequels, as prequels.
I mean, in terms of prequels, I don't think in terms of like for now with the MCU, I don't think we're being first Avenger. That was like. I actually really enjoyed. I know some people don't like that movie as much as the other Captain America movies, but I actually really enjoyed that one. With Captain America
I enjoyed it as well. So obviously you could say it's a prequel, I guess. Yeah, in this it is.
Yeah, but I think go on.
That was phase one. That was like a different time, whereas this was like
current.
I thought this movie was going to be like a bit
phase 3.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a bit of a mess. Like,
technically, this is the first movie in Phase 4. Spider-Man was the end of Phase 3 with Far From Home. So
no, it's not.
Yeah, it is. I think.
That's where Kevin Feige said Shang-Chi's the start of.
Yeah, what is the start?
Let's have a look. Phase 4. I'm pretty sure it's Black Widow, but let me check. I guess it's already started.
It's not From Home, isn't it? That is not.
No, it's Black Widow. It says here. It's Black Widow. I mean, technically it was WandaVision. Because that was like the first thing to release. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel like after waiting so many years for it, I feel like it's come out way too late for it to like not justify its existence, but like it feels like they only just like throw it out because people were begging for it. It doesn't feel like. Yeah, I mean, even if it came out last year, I feel like it still would have been too late.
True.
Or like Iron Man 2, I think, when Black Widow first showed up.
And also the fact that she died. The fact that she died was just like.
Yeah, that's one. That was the point where I was like, yeah, why did we have this movie? It just seemed kind of pointless at that point, but I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be more pointless than it actually was. It was good.
I mean,
It satisfied my curiosity with the character and the backstory, but not enough still. I want to see more. I'm not like turned off by, Black Widow's dead now. Like, I want to see more of this character, but you laid it below the way.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm happy about that because I thought she was a good character. But I think that's about it, isn't it? Really, because that was like, I think unless there's any other plot points or anything that we missed out. Can you guys think of anything? We just, I don't know, have a quick scroll through Wikipedia, see if there's anything. I don't think so. I mean, there's that Mason character who was like her friend, the British guy. He wasn't.
He's just a red herring.
Yeah, he's literally just there to give Natasha equipment. He's basically like a video game character you just go to get equipment and then never speak to aside from that. I said that according to Wikipedia, he's romantically interested in her. I didn't really get that, but I don't know. Yeah.
That's not true. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think that's true. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, Black Widow, it was alright, wasn't it? Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Yeah.
What would you give it out of 10?
I'd give it like a 6, 7. 5's like average to me. 6 is like above average, so I'd say 6. I'd say it was slightly above average. It was fine.
6 or 7. I wouldn't mind rewatching it too. 6 or 7. And not anything above a 7.
If I'm being real, I probably won't watch this again anytime soon. I mean, I can't think. The only movies I'd watch this over in the MCU are probably like Iron Man 2, Thor: The Dark World, Iron Man 3, Captain Marvel. But that's it, really. I mean, actually, Far From Home.
You say you rewatched Captain Marvel?
No, I'd rewatch Black Widow over that.
Oh, sorry,
yeah. But yeah, and maybe Far From Home. That's the only other one I wouldn't rewatch before I rewatch this. Aside from that, I can't I'd watch pretty much any other MCU movie over this. But yeah, guess that's about it. So thanks, Jay, and thanks, Sid. Thanks, guys, for coming on. And be sure to check out Sid's channel in the link in the description, and check out Jay's Instagram, link in the description. And if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button to share it around YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this in the future. Be sure to check out our Instagram and Twitter, links in the description. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. See ya!